Hey guys, Variety here. Welcome to today's video in which I'm going to be doing some house tours on houses that I've created. So I am working on a larger mansion for a main house tour which includes the forest and the mansion, all of L rooms all filled in. But I'm still lacking a little bit of inspiration for the main video. So right now I'm working on smaller constructs which I figured I'd show you what I'm working on. So I decided that I'm just gonna make a kind of like a bit of a building for each of the skills to give you a bit of inspiration to finish off the final mansion. So the first one that we're going to be looking at is going to be foraging or woodcutting in most games. So this is what I built today. As you can see, it is very foresty and includes a lot of trees because that's kind of the theme that I'm going for. I tried sticking to really basic materials. So if you look through here, you won't find anything above tier 1 or tier 2 items. I tried to keep it all wooden. I tried to keep it broken. I tried to keep it like, imagine a forester out in the forest, lives with his family, kind of broke, can only really afford to make a lot of his stuff. That's the kind of vibe that I was going for here. So we have over here, we have the cook. Let's throw one on. And you can sit down, fortunately, with a new emote that has been added to the game. This is kind of to go with the camping vibe, you know, the wooden vibe. Over here, we have just like a picnic area. We have the bathroom or the toilet. Over here, we have our clothes, which I'm really glad they put this in because it's a nice touch. I manually put all these trees in, which required me to go and chop down a bunch of trees to get the seeds. That took some real time. Can't deny it. That actually took some time. Up here, we have some plants and just some other wooden objects. I tried to use just everything in the wooden section. It was pretty difficult because without going to the higher tiers of stuff, you're quite limited as to what you can do. So let's go inside. So this is the kind of like the main building for the like the logging and the wooden theme. I ended up starting off with the table in the middle and then put down some food that generally wouldn't find in a poor person's house, but I just couldn't really find kind of like, I don't know how to say it, but poor people food, like, you know, like bread and a basic milk and a glass of water. I couldn't find basic things like that, right? So I had to go with stuff like this. Over here, we have some extras. I put the paintings up just to, you know, brighten the place up a little bit. As you can see, I've used the animated wallpaper, which looks really good. We have the wheel and we have the cooking area. The cooking area doesn't really fit with the wooden theme, but it just feels weird not to have, you know, cooking related stuff in like a place. So what I've done is if you look outside, I've joined the two buildings outside to the main building. And you're able to walk through a door. In the recent update, they actually added this porch here and this door, which means you can add more doors, which is really cool. So in here is kind of the bedroom. We have the rug, the more wooden stuff as you would expect. We have the chest here. I can't quite remember where I got this chest from. I think it might have come from a waterlogged chest, but I'm a really big fan of these. I don't think you can craft them, but I do want more of them. We have the coat hanger. We have the toys, which comes from the event. Does it really fit? No. But are they cute? Yeah. Up here we have the, what is this? This is the makeshift mirror. Again, going for like the broken or broke kind of vibe that I was looking for. Here we have the candle, which you can turn on and off. I'm really a big fan of them adding that. So let's go back and have a look at the other section. So this is kind of the work area for, you know, as you could imagine, like a poor woodcutter in the forest kind of having, you know, crafting your planks. Let's turn these on real quick. This kind of looks like when they're going. Here we have the crafting bench, you know, you repair your tools. And this is where we can modify our stuff. So this is just my general kind of work area. And that is what I've created for the kind of the woodcutter vibe. I know it's a little bit on the small side, but I want to keep them small to help with inspiration rather than try to build some enormous building, because I want to incorporate them into the main build that I do later on. Okay, so let's go and have a look at another one. So we just did the forester build, and that was more focused on brown, broke, makeshift, you know, a broke family living out in the kind of foresty vibe. That's what I was going for. And with the Fisher building that I have located here, I've decided to kind of go the opposite. So I've put in much more cost, more clutter, and I focused on more expensive objects. The more expensive, the better. So let's go in and have a look. So the fence here, let's open it up. We have the carpets, which are actually pretty expensive, and I turned them blue. I also turned the fountains blue, as you can see. Over here, we have the chests. So the chests, in my mind, represent the waterclog chests that you get when fishing in Palia. So I put the pirate chest down to put them there to represent that. Here we have an outhouse. It's blue, and it's not really expensive, but I put it here because I just like it. I don't know, it just looks really good. I put some trees up. I feel like the trees really bring it together. And then we have another little water fountain over here. Before we go inside, let's have a look at this side of the house. So this is where I first started building. The original idea was I wanted to stand on the porch and I wanted to throw out a fishing rod and fish from the porch. The house is a little bit away from the barrier right now, away from over here. But no matter how close I put the porch to the barrier and tried to fish, unfortunately I couldn't throw the rod far enough. So it really kind of killed that dream a little bit. But I left this side of the house kind of basic to just lean into what I was originally trying to achieve of, like, you know, basic bare bones, kind of comfortable fisher, like from the side of the house. So once I'd given up on that dream, I went into here and I started focusing on high value items. So the first thing you may notice is that I'm using a lot of dragon, and the dragon's not green. That's because I recolored everything. In fact, I think maybe I recolored a little bit too much blue. But once I started, I was committed to the blue. So down here on the table, I put in some extra work. So for example, here is sashimi, sushi, trout dinner, and catfish dinner. This is all fish related items and uses fish as its recipe. And I put it around a high quality void ray, which took a lot of effort to obtain, not gonna lie. So here we have little plushie. We used the plushie before, but honestly, I'm just a big fan of him, so I put it back in. Here we have some more fish related goodies. And in here we have a bit of a bathroom. I found this quite amusing that I put up the barrier to, you know, give you a bit of privacy, but then I have 3 windows. You can see straight in the back anyway. So you don't exactly have much privacy there. Alright, so this is the main room here where you have your bed and kind of where everything's located. In here is your rewards you get from fishing. So a lot of these fish are duplicates, as you can see there, but a lot of them are also not. I gained most of these fish when I was looking around for the waterlogged chests for the video, and when I'm running around the map, I just kind of fish every high quality spot I see, and they kind of just stack up. So the light here is a little bit bright, so we'll leave that off. So if we scroll around, you'll see that there's bigger chests and there's smaller chests. And honestly, it does feel like the higher tier fish, like the purple fish, they move a bit more and they just seem a bit more impressive than the basic ones, because you can see a lot of them don't move like that. But yeah, so those are the fishing cages. Keep in mind that all of these are high quality fish. They have to be high quality to be able to put them down. I used this cooking area to cook these fishing items out here to really just give it the fish theme. I want to point out that I really struggled with this area because it's extremely easy to build a kitchen in Palia. It's like the very first thing the devs did is they put in every item to make a beautiful kitchen. So as soon as you start building a kitchen, you can use all the same items every time and make a good looking kitchen. Basically, no matter how you do it. So I had to really pull back and not put in all the kitchen items to make it look like another generic good looking kitchen. That was very difficult to stop myself from doing. So let's turn this light back on. So in here, this would be your kind of like your crafting room. So you have your worms and you have your glowworms, so you can do your fishing. You have your chest. This kind of looks like a big weed on here, so I kind of just, this really vibes with me when it comes to like waterlogged chests, so I put that down in here. We have our modification bench and we have our crafting bench for making everything here. I was going to turn this into a closet and I was going to put some things in here as kind of like storage. But after the recent update that they've given us doors and porches, I just couldn't help but put down another door, and having another entry and exit way just felt really good. Whereas before you wouldn't be able to have an entranceway like that. So I decided to put that in. Okay, so that's everything for the fishing building. It's a little bit bigger than the woodcutting one. It's a little bit more cluttered, but not over cluttered. I made sure not to over clutter. And honestly, I think it turned out really well. Maybe a tad too much blue, but I think it really kind of cheered what I was looking for. And it's definitely giving me some ideas for the mansion. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching, guys.